Calling all MUTABARUKA fans, calling all MUTABARUKA fans. MUTABARUKA t-shirts. The MUTABARUKA limited edition t-shirts are now back. Get your limited edition t-shirts at half price. These t-shirts come in white and gray, male and female, small, medium, large, and extra large. The easiest way to get your limited edition MUTABARUKA t-shirts if you come to 262 to 274 Camberwell Road on the 7th of April, featuring Umar Johnson, MUTABARUKA, Brother Edison Abanja, and Leo Muhammad. This is where you get your half-price t-shirts at £10, no longer £20, £10. Buy your t-shirt on the day.
Hi YouTube, G-Base here once again. Just to remind you that MUTABARUKA will be here in London on the 7th of April at 262 to 274 Camberwell Road alongside Dr. Umar Johnson, Brother Edison Abanja. It will be hosted by Leo Muhammad. For information, the hotline will be 07506 725 345. I'm going to say it once more again, 07506 725 345.
This is the Steppin Razor, the art of war. We're there with you. Them call today Holy Thursday. According to the Christian calendar, today is Holy Thursday, tomorrow is Good Friday. And then in between that you have Saturday and Sunday is the big day, where them call it Easter Sunday. And most, I am going to say it again, most Jamaicans who call themselves Christian don't celebrate Easter, because the biggest denomination in Jamaica is Seventh-day Adventists. And Seventh-day Adventists don't celebrate Easter. Easter was given to us by the Roman Catholic Church. And even though there is one place in the Bible where mention Easter, the interpretation of that is not as how we now perceive it to be. Because all of the things them that surround Easter has nothing to do with the Passover, which is really that the Jews them celebrate. Now, how much people who say Jesus Christ, especially the masses of the people, know when somebody say Passover what them talking about? Because most people have a Bible in them house, but most people don't read the Bible. They listen to what people say in it, and then they regurgitate it like some sour food that them have in their mouth, and try to push things by you to say, yes, this, that, that. There is no, I mean, really and truly, most, I can say there is no, most ones who say them is Christian, if you ask them about Passover, them don't know nothing about it. Them don't know what is that. If you ask them about Boxing Day, them don't know nothing about it. And even though Boxing Day is not a religious holiday, them still don't know nothing about it. If you ask them about Palm Sunday, them don't know nothing about it. No. Why we are saying all of these things? Because we're in the season now where people eat bun and cheese. You say in the celebration, them have egg, rabbit have egg and all them something there. All of these things have nothing to do with biblical arguments as it relates to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Nothing at all. Nothing. And the Passover is a celebration by the Jews. And what is the Passover? The Passover is the time when God said, Him going to kill terrible thing. Him going to kill all of the firstborn them in Egypt. Because He want to spite Pharaoh, because Pharaoh said, nah, let go the children of Israel. So He really know I go kill. Can you believe that? The compassionate God is going to prove a point by killing every firstborn in Egypt. So Him tell some of the man of Israel, say, look here, get some blood and put it upon the door them of the Israelites. any door that don't have on that blood, the destroyer not going to pass over that door. Them going to kill whosoever in there, whether them is Jew, Gentile, or Egyptian. Them going to kill them. So what happens now? That painting of the blood upon the door, representing that the destroyer of Egypt going to pass over that house and leave that house without killing anybody in there. And so it is that all of the firstborn in Egypt, including Pharaoh's son, according to the testament that we read, died dead. And Pharaoh now said, I'm going to let them go. And now them reach another Passover again, where they have to pass over the Red Sea. And Moses took the children across the Red Sea. And God said, according to the Bible, this day, the day when one get delivered from the hands of the Egyptian, must be celebrated forever and ever. Thus the Passover. And there's a picture, very famous picture by a European artist named Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci painting. I remember when I was a child, every house where you go in, you see this painting with 13 men sitting down on a table. And them call this picture the Last Supper. So anytime, no matter who you are, whether you're old or you're young, anytime you visualize Jesus Christ, Last Supper, this is the painting that is given to you. Even though we know that in the Jewish tradition, there is no such table and there is no such thing happening in the Jewish tradition. We're going to come forward to it because we have now the Listen Up, the special pot jar is up next. So anyway, we could talk until I'm ready. So what them have is that the Jewish tradition is celebrating the Passover, and the Christians come and use the same time of the year and the same remembrance of the Jews and turn it now to the Last Supper of Jesus Christ. And this is where Jesus Christ is now going to give the wine as in blood and the bread as in flesh.
I'm Cheryl Johnson with the local and international headlines. The Jamaica Bankers Association says changes to the real-time gross settlement platform has resulted in some customers experiencing delays in funds transferred across the banking network. In a statement, it says these changes have unintentionally impacted the ability of banks to send and receive transactions between institutions and will mean delays to customers. The Bankers Association says all is being done to rectify the situation as soon as possible. Police Constable Omar Edwards, who was accused of helping a man to fatally chop another in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine in 2007, has been freed of murder. Andre Watkins of Greater Portmore, who was charged along with Constable Edwards, was convicted of the murder. The two men were charged with the killing of Maurice Francis, who was chopped with a machete several times in September 2007. The Crown led evidence in the St. Catherine Circuit Court that Watkins and Francis had a dispute when Francis used the machete to inflict wounds to Watkins. Evidence was given that Constable Edwards, who was armed with a gun, ordered Francis to drop the machete and he obeyed. Watkins then took up the machete and chopped Francis several times. Attorney-at-law Christopher Townsend, who represented Constable Edwards, submitted that the prosecution produced no evidence that his client assisted in the murder. He said from the evidence given, the policeman was trying to prevent Francis from committing a murder when he ordered him to drop the machete. The jury freed Constable Edwards and convicted Watkins of murder. And in news overseas, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has been re-elected for a second four-year term according to preliminary results. State media said Mr. Sisi had secured a landslide victory against his sole challenger, Mustafa Musa, winning more than 90% of the vote. But initial estimates placed turnout among the 60 million eligible voters at about 41%, below that in 2014. Opposition figures had called for a boycott after several potential candidates withdrew or were arrested. Finally, prosecutors say former French President Nicolas Sarkozy is to face trial for corruption and influence peddling. The case centers on an alleged attempt by Mr. Sarkozy to get a judge to reveal information about an investigation into illegal funding of his 2007 campaign. The judge and Mr. Sarkozy's lawyer have also been ordered to stand trial. They have all denied wrongdoing. Mr. Sarkozy's team says he will appeal against the decision. He faces another legal problems over campaign spending. Those were the local and international headlines. News next at 5:45. From the IRFM newsroom, I'm Cheryl Johnson.
Okay, so we have some Christian beside we are where say they never get it as Passover like that. Well, so we have some Christian beside we are where say they never get it as Passover like that. Well, you learned something today. Okay, so we'll continue what we're talking about. So the Christians come and they use the same celebration of the Jews and turn it around and call it the Last Supper, which in the reality of the biblical understanding of what the Bible says, it wasn't because Christ was talking about the Last Supper, but as a Jew, he was celebrating the Passover. That is what he was celebrating according to the Bible. Now, when Rome come and switch on everything now, them give me this thing named Easter. And them say, well, them kill Jesus on Friday evening, and then is Sunday morning. Now people, biblical people who know it. We're not about people who just hear things where them granny tell them and them mother tell them, but people who actually read the Bible. People who read the Bible know say, when Jesus was talking to his disciples, and the disciples look at him and say, tell us, give us a sign of your coming. Jesus said to them, no sign shall be given to them more than like Jonah in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. So he might make reference to fit him life now, and he might say, just like how Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights, so the Son of Man shall be, not in the fish, but in the tomb. Okay. Now, remember now, him said 3 days and 3 nights. According to the Christian them, Jesus was placed in the tomb on the evening of the Friday, what them call Good Friday. For some unearthly reason, them call the day when Jesus died good. Because it is good that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ died for our sins. So, them say it's Good Friday evening, them put him in the tomb. And then come out Sunday morning, when them say Mary walk in and say, look here now, when she see the man who look at her, she say, look here, they have taken my Lord. Because she see the stone move where. This is where we are talking, a Bible we are talking about, you know, whether we want to believe it or not. We are talking about something where a whole heap of Christian give credence to, and a whole heap of Christian never read what them say, I know them thinking. But we know say if you keep repeating a false thing, eventually a lot of people will believe it is true. If you keep repeating a lie, eventually it becomes something truthful. We know if you start at the wrong premise, you can't get the right premise down at the bottom. It's just simple. So, the Bible says now that when Mary come, she see the tomb move away, and when she look, she see it empty. Now, people, from Friday evening to Sunday morning is not 3 days and 3 nights. All right, I give you a chance for check it now yourself, because no only for people. I think you that chance to take it. From Friday evening to Sunday morning is not 3 days and 3 nights. So if you follow in the Bible, what the Bible says about the resurrection and the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, 3 days and 3 nights, just like Jonah in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. Somebody has played something for our brains, because we keep repeating it, you know, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And if you don't search for information, a lack of information leads you to superstition and falsehood. So when you hear the truth, you start to skin up your face upon it and start to murmur, because it's not so you didn't know about it. But if you was reading the book where them give you, you gotta know, say, I will you what them a say. Don't go so. So when you hear the truth, you won't scoff at it. Alright. We know, say, from Friday evening to Saturday evening is 1 day. And from Saturday evening to Sunday evening is 2 days. And from Sunday evening to Monday evening is 3 days. Alright. The only reason why Monday is a holiday in Jamaica is because the people them who fashion holidays, when the holiday fall on a Sunday, them usually give you the Monday, because the Sunday is for the people there. They don't want to mix up holidays with where you're supposed to rest, because according to all them seats, it's not Saturday the Sabbath, it's Sunday. This is given to us by Rome again. It's Rome decide that. Sunday, the day of the sun. So that is when people put on them things and worship the sun in the sky. Okay, so we know in the Western world here, it's celebrating a tradition that has nothing to do with what we claim we are celebrating. But we are celebrating something that has been given to us by the Roman Empire. Is Rome decide our thinking and our belief system. Most of what we believe and think come from Rome. Rome decides say Easter is Easter, decides say Monday is Monday, decides say Tuesday is Tuesday, Wednesday is Wednesday, and Thursday. Decide January and February go to December, and decide that we're going to celebrate the 20th of December as Christmas, and we're going to celebrate Lent, we're going to celebrate Easter, and if you check it, most of the holiday them. When is it that African people, black people, we're going to start think critically? Not me not talk about think now, say, why if they meet in an accident and one of them foot broke, them going to give thanks, say 2 foot no broke. When them going to start to think, why is it that we use a book that was given to us with some stories that some men write 5,000, not even 5,000, not even 5,000, 3,000 years ago. These books was written, the so-called Pentateuch, the Torah was written 2,800 years ago. The so-called New Testament was written like maybe 1800 years ago. Why is it that we are using a book that was designed, written by some people who was living in a different time, of a different experience, and have different cultural understanding of themselves, that we come now in this age of science and technology in the 21st century and making this book become a guideline to our perspective of life. When the people them who is responsible for writing this book pass that now, the majority of countries, I will say it non-apologetically, before we go to something else, non-apologetically, the countries them that have less religion is more prosperous, less crime, less thief, less bad mind, and them economy is developed more than most of the country them where claim say them is full with the Holy Ghost. How is that possible? How is that possible that, like in a Europe, for instance, we could talk about even Europe, places like Norway and Switzerland and places there, you have less than maybe 30 church in Norway and Finland and Switzerland, less than 30 at church in there. So. And you have, I mean, crime is almost no crime. Because you have places in Europe where them have prison without walls. People might have wondered, oh, what the hell Muta talk about? But it's true. You have prisons without walls. Them design a prison like that. You have prisoners in there, but it don't have no wall. How is it that the countries with the most religion is the most corrupt countries, is the countries that have the most death and destruction are going? And if you really check it, the most so-called act of God disasters, that when these acts of God occur, it's mostly the people them who is into the religion feel it most. And we can take Jamaica as a good example. The people them where we say wicked. When hurricane come and look at man. The other day we see some people at them on shade and tell them lock off them sewer thing. And the sewer run out on them thing. And the other day we say them people are bad about GPS lock off them light. And them are protest about light. 1/3 of Jamaica population claim say a squatter. A whole heap of black people them live on Gully Bank. Fence touch up, this and that. Them house look ragged and this and I mean, when you look on it, infrastructure, where the politicians them supposed to deal with, there is no infrastructure that you would say, well, right now, I save them from the so-called acts of God. But guess what? It's these people go to church every Sunday and pray that things are going to be better in their life. And hope that things are going to be better in their life. So them sit down and tell them have a little time and then pray that things are going to be better in their life. Them go to church and the pastor say 10%, them give the pastor 10% without questioning it. And them sit down in a church and have the holy divine, the ghost in them and all these things. And them life, just like when them vote for the PNP and the JLP, them life not improve. The majority of Jamaican people in a Jamaica don't visit where the government wants to say. I listen to this brethren there. Them say the is the communication man for the Prime Minister. And me I tell you say, Prime Minister, you need to give a brother a raise a pay. This brother, when you Morgan, Nestor Morgan, he need to get a raise a pay, Rasta. Because when you hear the brother talk about why the Prime Minister changed this government, why the Prime Minister put that money to this other money, I said, no, Rasta. He make me know some I don't want to interview politician, you know. This brother more than all make me know some I don't want to interview politician because you want to know. You see when the brother they don't talk and me I listen to him, trust me, when I turn a JLP, right? I tell you, when we get the brother talk, but I say, no youth. I mean, no, say, you say all this thing about youth thing, about them want young blood in the politics, a joke business, you know. Because you see, all of them young blood who are come up now, them get trained to maintain the same system of government where oppress the majority of people them for how much years now. And the same youth them who go to the same school, read the same political book and social book and economics book, and them could come rule Jamaica with the same mentality. No different. So me not buy the argument about we want young blood. I don't see no difference with the young blood and the old blood. The poor them have the same system. If you not change the system, if you keep changing the people and the system don't change, you're going to get the same kind of governance. So, this brother here, me listen to the brother talk about some interview why the Prime Minister put, and when people say, so they have devoted, they moat Adli Shah, he said, no, it's just because of the good works of Adli Shah. And he recognizes that Adli Shah is good, so you have to put him now to, that means that if him put, the way they say it, because he might say Adli Shah do good over here, so, in a Minister of Finance. So Adli Shah now can go into a next ministry, just and do what him do for the Ministry of Finance. In that they know, him obviously never had the good. I just simply know, logics me I use, I know, me I use what them I say. Just like my brethren Sleepy. When I listen to you, I say, no. It's not, no, I don't think the Prime Minister is talking about Sleepy is not, I mean, Robert Montague name. Robert, I don't know. I can't start calling him Robert Montague though. Yeah. Robert Montague, is not that he's doing a bad job. But, and him start to talk these things, and I say, oh my gosh, man, no, seriously. I want to know which part I go join. I don't know Belmont Road, you go join JLP. I should have really go down a Belmont Road, go join JLP, but guess what? You say your PNP start to talk now. You start to wonder if the Prime Minister communication person did I say did online. So me really truly I say it's a confusion, just like the confusion where the politician put the people them in is the same confusion the preacher, the person put the people them in. It's a serious quagmire of madness and craziness. When poor people believe say them salvation are going to come from the sky. Poor people believe that. My grandmother and my great-grandmother believe that. And most of them sit down, and for the years of them agree, whether I'm PNP or GLP or whether I'm Christian, them situation in life is the same, but here what? The person even trick you more than the politician, because the person say, don't worry, when you're dead, all you have to do, know say your life will be better. And him never dead yet. And him no know nobody dead will come back to come tell him, say, when him dead, this is what is happening and this is what happening. So we don't get the appreciation of life and how we can generate a certain perspective with our fellow human being. Because we just feel, say, all we have to do is believe and have faith and everything will be all right. That's what a man talk about. Don't worry. Because all you have to do is have faith. Because remember, saying no, faith can move mountain. I mean, I say, really? Somebody in this 20th century regurgitate those madness. Faith are going to move. Yeah, man, I say, just have faith. So long as just have faith, man. It can go move mountain. Want the bulldozer. Want the caterpillar and all them thing there. We are move mountain. And that is what a whole heap of poor people find themselves in now. Especially black people. Because right now, right across Africa, Nigeria is the worst one. The amount of religion will take over, the amount of Christian will take over Nigeria, so now Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, and everything is unbelievable. And when you look on the Nigerian situation, Nigeria have oil. Nigeria the largest population in Africa, 170 million people. Yet still, to me, and I can vouch it, Nigeria is the most confusing place you ever go. And we see them do a thing in England, them ask people, the woman them, which man them wouldn't date. 8 out of 10 I tell people them say a Nigerian. They would have never date a Nigerian. You can't believe that black people are talking. I see them all, 2 times Jamaica come up tonight. Well, do man, them say them never a Jamaican, because them say the Jamaican man, him no want to get married. I need you never talk. Anyway, we're going to click it. This is, we're going to come up with a reason that way. And look on your mother today, and look on your situation, it don't change. Whether it's PNP or GLP in power, or whether you go to church every Sunday, your situation don't change. This is the stepping razor. Stepping razor. Okay, so you know, say for about 2 months now, I see a passport in the studio, yeah, so I know Brian passport because I'm not have none. Because they say no know which part of the airport there. Him say no know where the airport there. So him say the airport in your stadium. So we do say him no know where I say. So and the picture there is not Brian. Picture because it don't look like the one them see them say 15-1. There is a passport in the studio for nearly how much now? About a month or two. A long time I see it in here. I'm going to get it because I don't know if anybody did shout it out. There's a passport in the studio here near from Trevor Anthony Boyd, a carpenter from St. Catherine. If you know Trevor Boyd, tell him say in passport in the studio. Yes, sir. Because I feel the picture and I figure out that I can scrape it off. And I know I worry for my brethren them want some passport. The problem is you don't have no visa in there. But it is used. I don't know if I'm coming in a Montego Bay and fly up back to Kingston and go back to Montego Bay. But there's no visa in the passport. But obviously it's used already. So we just ask the person or anybody who know Trevor, I can't believe a man missing passport and not come feed for long. He must have a next passport. But the passport you hardly use, I mean, more page in it than whatsoever. I mean, the passport not use more than so. Anyway, we're going to say it, and we're not going to say it again. We're going to put back the passport where we see it. Trevor Anthony Boyd. We have your passport in the studio nearly a month or two now. I'm going to talk and I'm going to for it. Without the passport. Via 80. All right, put on this to me. All right. Advertisement time. Go ahead and click it now. Yeah, this is the stepping razor. The art of war. We're there with you. Okay. As we say, we're supposed to do an interview. All right. You know, something was brought to our attention about a school vibes are going in a St. Anya. And it's really weird because the way the thing I go now, everything scare people, you know. You know, we see in America where they must say they want teachers to arm themselves because the amount of youth we are going to school with gun, not even go to school with gun, but the amount of gunmen we are going to school and shut up people and kill a whole heap of people. Them feel say is a thing where the teacher they must arm themselves. Now I am told of an incident in a certain school in a St. Anya. What is the school name? When I call the school name, okay. Where they must having this children athletic meet. Some little picnic, 5, 6, 7-year-old a run. And apparently, you know, would I like talk to the person, would I like talk to the teacher there, you know, believe you me. Would I really like talk to the teacher? Because it sounds weird to me if you just talk about it and can't even call the name of the school where it are going to. You know, it's like, it just amazing that me can't call the school. But the reason is that a youth, apparently a father, child did run in a race. And apparently the youth lose the race. And because he lose the race now, he was very adamant about his son losing. And the teacher intervened in how he might behave. And the man lift up his shirt and show him gun. Me I tell you. He's a police. I wonder if he's a police. But even if he's a police, that it make it even worse if he's a police. Because really and truly, anything could happen in other school, you know, if the teacher did react a certain way, the man could actually pull him gun and fire shot that little school. They pay a little 5-6-year-old picnic now. So we don't know how we're going to go around them something there. You know, in a Jamaica where not liking what it's a race from first. I mean, I understand them something there. You know, can you imagine if every picnic come last or second to last? Father just go there and shoot him gun. I say, run over that. So you want to the picnic come first and the father. The father just, when you go run over the father, picnic will come first, the pull out feet go out to run over what? I'm at this. How do we live? A tombstone we live in that. Go okay, Carol. I mean, we are going to Jamaica the way. I would say that happen right across Jamaica too, you know. Can I remember one time, I pull out of my business place. That time we have the bookstore. And me and Jackie I pull out of the business place. And a man I come from a dead end road up the top of the road there, you know. And the man swerve. The man swerve for go up on Eastwood Park Road there. Because we are going up on Eastwood Park Road. The man draw a Chris gun out time wait, you know. And pull it out and say, hey boy, you saw me not to drive up the time and say, brethren, you're going to shoot a man because you nearly lick the man, Rasta. You're going to shoot somebody for that you pull out your gun. I don't remember if I say, wait, what are you? You know what I mean? It's like, I say, no, this kind of crazy, man. So I don't know if you live in a gunfight. It was gunfight at OK Corral or Tombstone, God City. Them kind of weird, you know them days there when cowboy the prevalent in Texas. You know them weird, it's where you laugh at. What is OK Corral? You never see the movie there? Where cowboy in Texas a shoot, you just look at a man too hard and have vibes and walk outside. And you just have a gunfight. You see? Gunfight at OK Corral. It's a place name, so. Oh, you see it? So they can fix it. I don't even know where I'm going. We're going to go show. We're going to watch a one-time cowboy show, man. And you know, when that takes that. Even black and white, but them everything in a color now, you know. The black and white one, them in a color, you know. What else? Well, they fight in a color. See there? Give thanks for that. That's who come to that bridget. But no, OK Corral, gunfight at OK Corral is the name of a movie where in a OK Corral, they might count down the time to go outside there to go shoot or like that. So one man stand up over the top and then a man stand up on the bottom and them have them guns sling on the, and a man say, all right, look on the clock. When the clock strike 12 o'clock, everybody must pull them gun and everybody is at stairs, so I look. Gunfight at OK. And they have Tombstone now where you have water. Oh no, them cowboy thing there. Yeah, alright. Well, Bonanza, them never really have no gunfight at Bonanza. Bonanza is like a, then all you talk about like say, yeah. Then if you know Bonanza, you don't know gunfight. Because Bonanza, you don't have to pay for go watch Bonanza. That's why you know Bonanza, you don't have to pay for watch Bonanza. Bonanza series on TV. You know, but you have some, but Jamaica come like a cowboy place and all, and they Spanish town, you know. Where man I start you. And them things them used to in a cowboy days, you know. Them just go in a bar and say, sir. I say, all right, where's the money? I ask them which money. I win this like you have Alzheimer's because you wanna win. I win this man coming at your place and give money for put up. And let him come in at the bar and ask them for money. And them say, if I come back at high noon, I better get the money. You know, when I say high noon, what that mean? Make the day, you know, when the sun, when no shadow in the upon the ground. And you just beat go get a bad guy. Because the sheriff don't make no sense in that movie there, you know. We don't watch cowboy movie. Okay, we don't watch karate movie. China people them. Speaking of China people and the karate movie them. Oh, when we don't watch the karate movie them. We just watch the karate movie for a China man. Now China people see a black movie and they say it's too black. You never hear sound there, Brian? Yeah, they might like it go to China and explode. And they say, oh, the Chinese, like the movie, but too much black people. You see what we live in now? And nobody have feel no way when you watch Chinese, I kick down Chinese in a movie, you know. Yeah, man, we know Kung Fu fighting and all, the movie there. You know Lee. Oh, Jet Li. Jackie Chan. You know, Jamaican people love watch them full things there. Cause the thing with Chinese movie, you know, when the man don't talk, at that time he mouth move, you know. I don't know how all of them Chinese movie there. It's like them use like all $1,000 and make them movie there. Like the man say, function. And when you look, you see mouth. When them don't talk, the thing you see mouth, I say, function. Oh, they get that. It's like the sound, it's like them do the action and then go voice the thing. You know the way they, and then go edit the thing. It's like how Brian edit music. You know, Brian now, if you tell him to cut out all about that tune now, Brian will go so, boom, and listen to one part of the tune now and say cut out the bad one. And the bad one just move and go down the bottom of the tune. The bad one just move and go down the bottom of the tune. So when it goes so boom and play the tune, the bad one you have to press the button quick. You understand? But no, seriously now, this is serious. This gun thing, I don't know how we can rectify this thing, but now we have a new ministry, Minister of National Security. What's name again? What's name? Horace O'Brien. Horace Chang. I know him too, you know. I want him to say I'm a brethren. No, I'm going to start to me, I'm a brethren, and then they go hear this and that, like how me and Bobby Montague say I'm a brethren. And now me and Bobby Montague are turn brethren, you know. Because them demote him. Just like how them demote Shaw, and I claim say I not demote. I demote Shaw. I mean the brethren, that's the time I tell you, say, you see Morgan, anytime you listen to Morgan, or the people them say, tell me something, you don't see it as a demotion for all the Shaw being that most of me. He said, no. You see, when the man don't talk, you know, say him is no the Shaw is no the Prime Minister. He don't just no, so Chang, Minister of National Security, brethren, I'm going to ask all them Christian friends them to pray for you. Because trust me, that place where them put you there, it's either them feel say you can do better than Bobby Montague, or them just don't like you. It's just simple. Because if you put a nice, decent, honest, brown skin, half Chinese man in that situation in that Jamaica, it's not lovely. So I hope, just like how your ancestors them fix the road beautiful and nice, I hope you can make a difference to the crime problem in Jamaica. Mr. Chang, I will ask my brethren and my sister them for pray for you who is Christian, because I don't know what to say, how to pray. You understand? I can just hope that you do a better job, because trust me, it's not lovely outer road there. Because now we hear of this. We didn't know already, you know. And when the people them say it, it come like it's a joke thing. But we're listening to an interview by a policeman by the next radio station. And the policeman is spilling the beans. Spilling the beans. I mean, don't say spilling the beans. The man I talk about our death squad. A woman come to me last week, you know. And she sit down in the lobby with me and she said she's afraid for going yard, you know. And she want me to go talk to Bobby Montague. You remember that woman there? And she tell me about this death squad where they near our yard, oh, them kill. And we said, what kind of people? And she said, police. So I wonder if the man who did that talk on that interview there, I wonder if I see him, people them, the woman did that talk about. Because she was most adamant for me talk to Bobby Montague about these man, and them say, oh, them are going to make dopey. A police shut up about I said these things, you know. Me and I sit down and say, police don't talk about them make dopey, and you have to join the clan. Them have a thing where you have to join it. And all you be a member of it is that you have to kill somebody. Them things sound like movie, don't it? Yeah, but oh, me I hear the man now on this interview here, on the next radio station, and me I say, wait, it come like, me don't know if the woman living in the same area where these men come up, but it's police shut up about. But we shouldn't be surprised, because we interviewed 3 high-level policemen on this program here. And the 3 high-level policemen them say, one of the greatest thing and the worst thing is that the police them is corrupt. I remember Mr. Williams, Dr. Williams, that say, when I'm lowest achievement is that him never really get rid of the whole heap of corruption in the police force. So me don't know. Me don't know at all. But you know something? We're there on radio. We're there on radio. And when we don't want to talk something, we play music. You understand? We play music. So we did have this thing upon the turntable here. How long now we don't play? Mr. Chang, see your picture in front of you. Mr. Chang, I wish you all the best in your endeavors. I hear that they're going to prolong the state of emergency. I want the people them know this word, you know. I want the people them know this word because you see, we have, that's why I'm trying to say, the age of how Jamaica run, don't have nothing to do with nothing. It's a system. And if we don't change the system, we're going to have the same people them regurgitate the same ways. So here we know, I want you to check these words now, you know. Autocratic, and totalitarianism. Those two words. Autocratic and totalitarianism. Two words that Jamaican people should have put in them back of them brains, you know. As it come on to leadership in a Jamaica, in a this present time, you know. In a this present time, we have to check them words there. Autocratic and totalitarian. And if we look on the religious thing and figure out about religion in a Jamaica, especially the Christian, we have to look on a word name, anthropomorphic. Anthropomorphic. We're not going to tell you the meaning of the word because we're not going to make you be lazy. But why you go up on the internet and look for them word there. Anthropomorphic as it relates to religion and totalitarianism, and autocratic as it relates to governance. This is the STEPPIN Razor. The STEPPIN Razor, the art of war we're there with you. Thursday. The St. Mary Association of Brand Societies at the Jamaica Agricultural Society in association with IPO present the St. Mary Agri Expo 32nd staging Easter Monday, April the 2nd, Grazing Sports Complex, Anato Bay, St. Mary. We have on the line here a lady who is involved with it, Denise Johnson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am okay. I am totally okay now that I hear you. You are the marketing officer for iPro.
Pardon me?
You are the marketing officer for iPro.
I am indeed, sir.
What is that? What you do at iPro? When you say marketing, what you do? You promote iPro.
Most definitely. I make sure that our brand is represented appropriately at shows such as the St. Mary Agri Expo. I ensure that, wherever the name of agriculture is called, we are there. We have a stake because we'll always have something to say when it comes to Jamaican agriculture.
So how long have you been behind this festival?
Well, I can tell you, we were main sponsors for the St. Mary Agri Expo long before I even got to Hypro.
Oh, yeah?
Right? But since I have been here, which is 2013, we've been there every year, full force.
Okay. And you don't have any other what do you call it, sponsors? Or you are the main? You are the main.
There are other sponsors, and these are people who have been alongside us year after year. So Jamaica producers,
yes,
they really give some wonderful representation. They're actually our neighboring booth space, for the majority of the shows. Then you have other sponsors. I believe H&R Agro is on the roster this year, and Red Stripe.
Yes.
No, Red Stripe, I believe, is maybe fairly new to the listing, but they've got some really exciting things to show the public, especially when it comes to cassava growth and so on.
Okay.
So it's great having them on board. But they've got some really exciting things to show the public, especially when it comes to cassava growth and so on.
Okay.
So it's great having them on board.
So what when you go to an expo like this, what you see and what you do at an expo like this?
Oh goodness, what don't you see? Like, I can tell you, a lot of, families and so on come out because there's something for everyone. The moms, the dads, the kids. So you're going to have the farmers market. and you're getting amazing produce, you know, large, juicy, ripe produce for really good prices. You're getting to meet, you know, not just vendors, but the people who grow these things. You know, that one-on-one interaction with the actual source. And that's produce. They also have the horticulture aspect of it. That display is stunning, really. And so you have a lot of the housewives and so on, those people who are, you know, about gardening and those things. I mean, they gravitate towards that aspect.
And I'm looking at the flyers here. What is a grease pig competition?
The farm queen competition?
The grease pig competition. What is the grease
pig? Oh, the greasy pig competition. Oh, gracious. That one, I promised every year I'm going to enter, and then every year I get scared. Basically, they have a piglet. Yes?
No, all right. Explain to me, what is the grease pig competition? You say you was going to enter?
Yes, every year I say I'm going to enter, and then I chicken out.
No, tell me what it is. What it is? Is it farmers
within an enclosure? Within an enclosure, you have these pigs, right? And I think they rub them down in something, but the entrance to the competition have to just run in the pen and chase after the pigs. And at the end of the day, you got sacked and take him home.
Oh, so like how much pig in the pen, so?
Well, I mean, varying numbers, I suppose. It's not that many, maybe about 4 or 5.
How much people run down the pig them?
Oh, quite a few. And the kids love this stuff.
And it's in a mud,
maybe like 10 to 15 people running down these pigs.
And you don't put it in a muddy area?
No, I wouldn't say muddy so much as grassy.
Does that make it more interesting?
Field. You want it to go in. You want
it to make it more interesting. Nice. Some people fall down. Yes.
I will let the organizers know
that
you would like a great pig competition to happen in a mud pit.
Yeah, man, that would be nice. That would make it more interesting. Okay, so it's Easter Monday. Yep,
this is on Monday, and it's the Easter holiday. So there's nothing that should be taking people to work or, you know, any distraction. So just come up through Junction or come across for St. Anne and join us at the show. I mean, rain or shine, there's always so much to do, so much to see. I mean, last year we were combating showers and people, I think we probably had the biggest turnout of any show. So
I think I did come up there 1 year, you know. I did come up there 1 year.
So you're coming up this year too?
No.
Really?
No, I have to eat.
Jeez,
I have to eat.
We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. Maybe next year though.
Hush. All right, give thanks, you know. I mean, I want people that must turn out agri-expo. Anything that is agri, we involve in it, you know what I mean? Because it's part of the culture.
Something for everyone.
Yes. Okay, give thanks.
All right, then, Muta. You take care. Have a wonderful afternoon.
All right, that's Denise Johnson, Marketing Officer for iPro, and that is the St. Mary Agri-Expo, 32nd stage in Easter Monday, April the 2nd, Grays in Sports Complex, and that will be a St. Mary. Okay. And as we switch gears over the other side of the island, tomorrow is the anniversary of the Carroll Garden massacre that took place in 1963, because we don't want the people to forget. And this will take place in Granville, Pittsburgh, Nyabingi Center. And it's an all-day event. All-day event. So we want you to know, we will be there. And we have a lot of guest speakers, music, banquet, all the things that make up a Rastafari celebration that make it worthwhile. Even if you're not Rasta, you can come and see the Rastafari brethren and sister in them participating in this occasion. 1963, the Carroll Garden massacre take place. Rastafari, you have Rasta will have to cut off him locks and him beard, because in them days, even if you never locks and you have beard, them say you're Rasta. And we hear last year, we hear the Prime Minister make an apology and offered to put in a, what them call it, to put in a anyway, they had $14 million to put in a see now a fund. And I want to tell the Prime Minister something now, brethren. You know, since you said that, one of our greatest fears is that the elders who was part of that atrocity put on the elders them, and it was your party was in the government at that time under the then leader Bustamante, where a lot of you hail as a national hero. We want you to know that since you made that offer and also that apology, a lot of the elders that found themselves in that situation died. And that was one of our fear, that reparation that is being searched for to ease the pain a lot of these brethren and sisters, they will pass and don't see nothing come them way more than a voice of apology. You know, you can't. It's like white people, the British, who claim say them abolish slavery and pay the culprits money for loss of workers. Can you imagine that? A man owe you and your ancestors for how much years, and then one day him come and say I'm going to free you, and your government pay you for loss of service, and the man who was working without pay get nothing, not even a piece of land. So we see the same thing happening now with this internal reparation that's supposed to take place, where the government apologize, but we don't see in terms of what can you do to help. I have to say, some of these elders, the last days that them go and live, what can you do to help them in their time of need right now? So what the guy sees happening is that a lot of them will pass away, and governments have a way of making things fade into oblivion and obscurity that you don't hear about it again. But we refuse to be silenced. We're not going to silence. Just like how we say the Prime Minister shift the Minister of Finance into a different ministry, and we still don't hear about the 8 million telephone bill, where it was the Prime Minister who declared that the bill must come up to 40,000 and $40,000, and a bill should pay the rest. We don't hear nothing more about it again. Nothing at all about it. Just like how we don't hear about, they say them shift the Minister of National Security. But the Minister of National Security did tell us that 7 million bullets was unaccounted for. Nah, you won't know that, and the list goes on and on and on of things that we're not going to hear nothing more about again. It's like when one of the minister, not minister, one of the police commissioners said that Vibes Cartel is fingered in over 100 murders. Can you imagine if that is true? How much family members is suffered and nothing has been done to give them justice? If that is true, But we don't, why you know more about that again? Because them man, they go sit down up on them veranda and smoke them pipe and cock up them foot in them shorts. We now you know more about that again. So how can people make those statements? Over and over. If I say something on a now, it's like out when my program start. If I never said something, it's really like so quick. How much millions of dollars? But people can't say that because they're in a certain position. Them can't say yes. Make public statements say over 100 million, not 100 million, over 100 murders is fingered. And we can't hear nothing more about that. Even 2 more of them murder. There one murder him get life sentence for. People might say, well, him get life sentence already. Yeah, but him supposed to get 100 life sentence. That means if him live out one, him have to live out 99 more. But who gonna know if it's true or not? Because it's just a statement that was made publicly on television. Just like how 7 million bullets is unaccounted for. Who going to follow up on that? Just like other things. There's other things. $8 million phone bill. The Minister of Finance. No, the now Minister of Finance. I have name again. I know him name Spence. I have name. Where name? Anyway, he was there all the while still, but this new person here, which we don't want to say new still, because I'm about, but Nigel Clark, him name. Nigel Clark, you need to do an audit of the ministers. You need to audit the ministers, the government ministers them. That's it, yes, because you audit the people them in Jamaica continuously. You understand? You need to audit ministers because them have an obligation to do the right thing. Not that other citizens do have the obligation, but them have an obligation to do the right thing. So, this is the stepping razor, the art of war.
Calling all MUTABARUKA fans, calling all MUTABARUKA fans. MUTABARUKA t-shirts. The MUTABARUKA limited edition t-shirts are now back. Get your limited edition t-shirts at half price. These t-shirts come in white and gray, male and female, small, medium, large, and extra large. The easiest way to get your limited edition MUTABARUKA t-shirts if you come to 262 to 274 Camberwell Road on the 7th of April, featuring Umar Johnson, MUTABARUKA, Brother Edison Abanja, and Leo Muhammad. This is where you get your half price t-shirts at £10. No longer £20, £10.
Buy your t-shirt on the day. Our YouTube Base here once again, just to remind you that MUTABARUKA will be here in London on the 7th of April at 262 to 274 Camberwell Road alongside Dr. Umar Johnson, Brother Edison Abanja. It will be hosted by Leo Muhammad. For information, the hotline will be 07506 725 345. I'm going to say it once more again, 07506 725 345.
This is a stepping razor. We want to tell you that the hour between 4 and 5 is brought to you by Guinness, made of more. Okay. So last night we played album and with a big up Sly. We talked to Sly last night and I talked about this album where we think say and we no back things will not work. And we are saying now we think that the album is going to be nominated for a Grammy. And we are talking about this in this early stage in January. So next year, no, March and now, in April. It's a fabulous album, well done. And it is called Havana Meets Kingston. We want to heal up again Bongo Herman, Sly and Robbie, and Bo Peep, and all the artists them who feature upon this album. Randy Valentine, Luton Fire, and many more. I don't like so many more things like the artist name, so but we want to play some tracks from the album again because we feel say it's a well put together album. And sometimes you wonder where the music gone, and when you hear it in a different language, especially the nearest country near we, which is Cuba. The brethren them venture into Cuba. Can't do a slide says Australian produce the album. Venture. Bongo man! How come the man them go Australia go promote the album and you depend the album and you don't depend it? You don't have a visa. And you could them turn you down. We really want to know where we are going because you sound good on the album. So we're going to play some track from the album. This is called Havana meets Kingston. Updraw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, lucky 5, and cash pot draws. This come like a shortening version of Steppin Razor the other day. I believe it will be the other day. Depend way, seriously. Okay, so we're going to feature this album here from Havana to Kingston.
Doctor, you hit on the third leading cause of death in the United States, and I'm sure most of us could figure it's either heart-related or cancer or diabetes, things like that. Can you clue us into what that is and why?
Yeah, okay, and thank you for asking that because this is the 10,000-pound gorilla in the room that nobody's talking about. The third leading cause of death, as published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, is MD-directed treatments. This means you go to a medical doctor, an MD, he gives you a treatment and you die from it. According to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, 15,000 Medicare patients a month are killed by MD treatment, and nobody goes to jail. A handful of terrorists fly 2 planes into the Twin Towers. 3,500 people die, and we go to war. But 15,000 people a month are killed by medical doctor treatments, and we don't bat an eyelash. This is because we have been, I don't want to say brainwashed, that's not the correct term, but we have been, for the last 100 years, kind of led into this false belief. You know, I think it was Marcus Welby that started it, that the medical doctor is king and knows everything about everything. And really, you need to just shut up and follow your medical doctor's advice. Most people in the United States have no idea at all of the history of the evolution of medicine in the United States. In the early 1900s, it was a relatively level playing field between the chiropractors, the osteopaths, the homeopaths, and the MDs. In 1915, 1920, there was something called the Flexner Report. The Carnegie Corporation funded this man named Abraham Flexner. He went all around the country, and he went on stagecoach and train and horseback. This was before the interstate highway system, right? Took Flexner 5 years to do this. He went all around the country and did an inventory of all of the medical schools that prescribed drugs. He brought the list back to the Carnegies, who own drug companies, and then the Carnegies and the Rockefellers gave millions of dollars of free money to the medical schools and hospitals in the United States that were prescribing drugs. That was the beginning of the end. After the Flexner Report, there was no more level playing field in the United States. And the MDs started a juggernaut that's taken off. Most people in the United States think that the predominant medicine here, MD-directed pharmaceutical medicine, we think that those guys are top dog because their therapeutics are better than the homeopaths or the naturopaths or the chiropractors. It's not. They're in the driver's seat because of political and financial coalitions that were built at the turn of the century that most people have no idea of at all. And it's a gigantic problem. And I mean, it's crazy, right? It's the third leading cause of death. And yet, when the government makes noise about messing with people's insurance, everybody freaks out. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole other thing to talk about, isn't it? Because what is medical insurance? When you buy medical insurance, what are you doing? You're betting that you're going to get so sick you will not be able to afford it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then So you pay good money every month to gain access to a system of medicine that's the third leading cause of death in the United States. We need our heads examined, quite frankly. That's why we give, Dr. Wallach and myself collectively, we give 400 free lectures a year. And we're building a grassroots network because people don't know this. I mean, people, I come to my lectures and they look at me and say, couch potatoes live longer? Medical doctors, the third leading cause of death? You know, what's going on here? We're like the people, you know, in Galileo's time saying, hey, everybody, you know, it's the sun that's at the center of the solar system, not the Earth. Well, hey, everybody, the Earth is round, it's not flat. Or, hey, everybody, slavery's a bad thing. Right? This is, we have a social agenda here. Why do we have a social agenda? Because people are suffering needlessly. You wouldn't believe, as God is my witness, you would not believe the things that I've seen people recover from in holistic medicine. The body's ability to fix itself is remarkable. And most of the time, all that the body needs to do that is the raw materials that it needs to do that. And we need to stop eating food that's hurting the body. You know, if you put diesel fuel in an unleaded engine, even if it's a brand new Ferrari, it's going to run like crap if it runs at all. And there's nothing wrong with the car, it just had the wrong fuel. It's the same with the human body. You give the human body the raw materials that it needs, clean up the diet, Superman, Superwoman. And you know, if you don't get to super status, then at least your blood pressure normalizes, at least your arthritis goes away, at least your anxiety and panic attacks go away, and you can sleep.
Calling all MUTABARUKA fans, calling all MUTABARUKA fans. MUTABARUKA t-shirts. The MUTABARUKA limited edition t-shirts are now back. Get your limited edition t-shirts at half price. These t-shirts come in white and gray, male and female, small, medium, large, and extra large. The easiest way to get your limited edition MUTABARUKA t-shirts if you come to 262 to 274 Campbell Road on the 7th of April, featuring Umar Johnson, MUTABARUKA, Brother Edison Abanja, and Leo Muhammad. This is where you get your half-price t-shirts at £10. For around £20, £10.
Buy your t-shirt on the day. Hi YouTube, Drake Bass here once again. Just to remind you that MUTABARUKA will be here in London on the 7th of April at 262 to 274 Campbell Road alongside Dr. Umar Johnson, Brother Edison Abanja, and will be hosted by Leo Muhammad. For information, the hotline will be 07506 725 345. I'm going to say that once more again, 07506 725 345.
So we had some controversy a brew about Buju Banton leaving prison December, and we hear that I say him first show will be in Trinidad. We don't know how that's going to work out that way there, but we know it's not going to work out that way there because we hear. And next sister said no go so. So we will like come to grips with the whole thing to get some clarification. I guess we can't get clarification until this cruise thing are finished. But it's really strange and weird if Buju Banton come out of prison and the first place I'm going to do a show is in a Trinidad. We don't know how that can work out that way there. But as we say, we don't really know because we hear two versions of the story. And one of the versions was the most prominent one where he might go do show in a Trinidad next April. Yeah, you understand? So it's not really weird. Trust me, it's not strange. But we get that I said no go so. So we just watch and see where we go on. It's far from here now, nearly a year almost from here. So you see if we don't hear we again, we're gone, you know. Yes, we're gone, and we are going to so with this tune.